Introduction. Property taxes are one of the biggest ongoing costs of owning a home in America, and depending on where you live, your bill could range from a few $100s to well over $8,000 per year. In this video, we're ranking all 50 states plus Washington, D.C., from the lowest average property tax bill to the highest. We'll also look at each state's effective tax rate and median home value. All figures are approximate and based on the most recent available data. Stick around to find out where your state lands. Hawaii, lowest effective rate in America. Starting at the bottom of the list, Hawaii has the lowest effective property tax rate in the nation at just 0.29%. Despite having the highest median home value in the country at around $732,000, the average annual property tax bill comes in at roughly $2,120. That low rate is a lifeline for homeowners in one of America's most expensive real estate markets. Alabama, one of the cheapest states for homeowners. Alabama boasts one of the lowest average property tax bills in the country at just $646 per year. With an effective rate of 0.41% and a median home value around $157,100, homeowners here enjoy some of the most affordable property taxes anywhere. That low tax burden is a major draw for retirees and budget-conscious buyers alike. Colorado. Below average rates despite rising prices. Colorado's effective property tax rate sits at approximately 0.51%, which is well below the national average. With a median home value of about $397,500, the average annual tax bill comes to around $2,017. The state uses a unique assessment system that taxes residential properties at a lower percentage of their market value compared to commercial properties. Louisiana. Generous homestead exemptions. Louisiana ranks among the most tax-friendly states for homeowners, with an effective property tax rate of about 0.55%. The median home value is roughly $174,000, which translates to an average annual property tax bill of just $963. Louisiana also offers a generous homestead exemption that shields the first $75,000 of a home's value from parish taxes. Washington, D.C., low rate but high home values. Washington, D.C. has an effective property tax rate of about 0.56%, which is quite low. However, with a median home value of approximately $635,900, the average annual tax bill is around $3,561. The district's high home values mean residents still pay substantial amounts despite the favorable rate, and gentrification has pushed values even higher in recent years. South Carolina, tax breaks for owner-occupied homes. South Carolina homeowners benefit from an effective property tax rate of about 0.57%. With a median home value near $181,800, the average annual property tax bill is approximately $1,024. The state provides a significant tax break to owner-occupied homes through its 4% assessment ratio, compared to 6% for other property types. Delaware. No sales tax sweetens the deal. Delaware has an effective property tax rate of about 0.57%, contributing to an average annual tax bill of roughly $1,600. The median home value is approximately $281,200. One of the biggest perks for Delaware homeowners is the absence of a state sales tax, making the overall cost of living here quite competitive. West Virginia. Rock bottom home prices and taxes. West Virginia keeps property taxes low with an effective rate of about 0.58%. The median home value here is around $119,600, one of the lowest in the nation, resulting in an average annual tax bill of just $694. That combination of low home prices and low taxes makes West Virginia one of the cheapest places to own a home. Nevada. Capped increases protect homeowners. Nevada's effective property tax rate comes in at about 0.60%. With a median home value of around $321,200, the average annual property tax bill is approximately $1,927. Nevada law caps property tax increases at 3% per year for primary residences, giving homeowners predictable costs even as the Las Vegas housing market surges. Wyoming, no income tax, low property tax. Wyoming has an effective property tax rate of approximately 0.61%. The median home value stands at roughly $249,900, producing an average annual tax bill of about $1,524. With no state income tax, property taxes form a more significant portion of the state's revenue, yet the overall burden remains quite manageable for homeowners. Arkansas, friendly to seniors and fixed incomes. Arkansas offers homeowners a low effective property tax rate of about 0.62%. With a median home value around $142,100, the average annual property tax bill is just $878. Arkansas also provides property tax credits for seniors and disabled homeowners, making it even more affordable for those on fixed incomes. Utah, low rates despite a hot market. Utah's effective property tax rate is roughly 0.63%, which keeps bills relatively low despite rising home values. The median home value is approximately $339,700, leading to an average annual tax bill of around $2,141. Utah's booming housing market has been one of the hottest in the West, but the low tax rate helps offset some of that cost. Arizona, growing fast, but taxes stay moderate. Arizona's effective property tax rate is around 0.66%, resulting in an average annual bill of approximately $1,780. The median home value sits near $269,700. Arizona's rapidly growing cities like Phoenix and Scottsdale have seen significant appreciation in home values, but the moderate tax rate keeps property taxes from spiraling out of control. Idaho, Boise's boom has not sent rates soaring. Idaho's effective property tax rate is approximately 0.69%. With a median home value around $293,200, the average homeowner pays about $2,023 per year in property taxes. Idaho's housing market has been one of the fastest growing in the nation, with Boise attracting waves of out-of-state buyers looking for affordability. Tennessee, no state income tax on wages. Tennessee imposes an effective property tax rate of about 0.71%. The median home value is roughly $207,600, bringing the average annual property tax bill to about $1,474. Tennessee doesn't levy a state income tax on wages, which helps balance out the overall tax picture for residents. California, high prices, moderate rate. Despite its sky-high home prices, California's effective property tax rate is just 0.76%, thanks largely to a landmark ballot measure that limits annual assessment increases. The median home value is approximately $573,200, leading to an average annual tax bill of about $4,356. That dollar amount is among the highest in the nation, even though the rate itself is modest. New Mexico, multiple exemptions available. New Mexico's effective property tax rate is approximately 0.80%. The median home value is about $197,400, which means the average homeowner pays roughly $1,579 in annual property taxes. The state offers several exemptions, including a veterans exemption and a head of household exemption that can meaningfully reduce tax bills. Mississippi, low home values keep bills down. Mississippi has an effective property tax rate of about 0.81%, but thanks to some of the lowest home values in the country, with a median around $125,500, The average annual bill is only about $1,017. Mississippi's low cost of living extends well beyond property taxes, making it one of the most affordable states for homeownership overall. Virginia. Northern Virginia skews the average. Virginia's effective property tax rate is approximately 0.82%. The median home value is around $305,200, resulting in an average annual property tax bill of about $2,503. Northern Virginia, near Washington, D.C., has significantly higher home values and tax bills compared to the rest of the state. North Carolina. Booming growth pushes values up. North Carolina has an effective property tax rate of about 0.84%. With a median home value of approximately $217,500, the average annual tax bill is around $1,827. The state's Research Triangle area and Charlotte Metro have seen explosive growth, pushing home values, and consequently tax bills, higher in recent years. Montana. No sales tax means more property tax. Montana's effective property tax rate is about 0.84%, and the median home value stands at roughly $285,600. That puts the average annual tax bill at approximately $2,399. Montana has no sales tax, so local governments rely more heavily on property taxes to fund schools and public services. Indiana. Built-in cap protects homesteads. Indiana has an effective property tax rate of roughly 0.85%. With a median home value of about $176,800, the average annual property tax bill is approximately $1,503. Indiana caps property taxes at 1% of assessed value for homesteads, providing a built-in safeguard against excessive tax increases. Kentucky. Homestead exemption for seniors. Kentucky's effective property tax rate is about 0.86%. The median home value is roughly $155,700, yielding an average annual tax bill of just $1,339. Kentucky provides a homestead exemption for homeowners aged 65 and older, which can significantly reduce the assessed value subject to taxation. Florida. Homestead cap helps long-term owners. Florida's effective property tax rate is approximately 0.89%. With a median home value of about $281,600, the average annual property tax bill is roughly $2,506. Florida's homestead protection caps assessed value increases at 3% per year for homesteaded properties, which can create substantial savings for long-term homeowners. Oklahoma. Exemptions for disabled veterans. Oklahoma has an effective property tax rate of about 0.90%. The median home value is approximately $153,400, making the average annual property tax bill around $1,381. Oklahoma's property taxes fund a large share of local school districts, and the state offers additional exemptions for disabled veterans. Georgia. Atlanta Metro drives higher bills. Georgia's effective property tax rate is around 0.92%. With a median home value of approximately $227,800, homeowners pay an average of about $2,096 per year. The Atlanta metro area tends to have higher property taxes than rural parts of the state, and Georgia offers a standard homestead exemption that reduces the taxable value. Oregon. Assessment growth limits. Keep bills in check. Oregon's effective property tax rate is around 0.97%. With a median home value of about $362,200, homeowners face an average annual tax bill of approximately $3,513. Oregon's assessment growth limit caps annual assessed value increases to 3%, which can create a gap between assessed and market value for longtime homeowners. Missouri. Reassessments every 2 years. Missouri's effective property tax rate comes in at about 0.97%. The median home value is roughly $179,900, which yields an average annual tax bill of around $1,745. Missouri reassesses property every 2 years, and constitutional limits on revenue growth provide some predictability for homeowners. North Dakota. Oil boom pushed prices up. North Dakota's effective property tax rate is about 0.98%. The median home value is roughly $209,400, leading to an average annual tax bill of approximately $2,052. The state saw rapid home price increases during the oil boom years, and property tax bills climbed accordingly in western counties near the Bakken Formation. Washington State. Seattle area pays a premium. Washington State has an effective property tax rate of about 0.98%. The median home value is approximately $393,800, putting the average annual tax bill at around $3,859. Seattle area homeowners often pay considerably more due to higher local levies and rapidly appreciating home values in the Puget Sound region. Maryland. Tax credit program offers relief. Maryland's effective property tax rate is approximately 1.07%. The median home value is about $332,500, leading to an average annual tax bill of around $3,558. The state offers a homeowners tax credit program that provides significant relief for homeowners whose tax bills are disproportionate to their income. Minnesota. Property Tax Refund Program. Minnesota's effective property tax rate is approximately 1.12%. With a median home value around $250,200, the average homeowner pays roughly $2,802 per year in property taxes. The state offers a property tax refund program that provides rebates to qualifying homeowners and renters based on income. Alaska. No income tax, no sales tax. Alaska's effective property tax rate is about 1.19%. With a median home value of approximately $282,800, the average annual tax bill is roughly $3,365. Alaska has no state income tax and no state sales tax, so local property taxes play an outsized role in funding municipal services and schools. South Dakota. No income tax shifts the burden. South Dakota has an effective property tax rate of about 1.22%. The median home value is approximately $196,100, resulting in an average annual tax bill of around $2,392. With no state income tax, South Dakota relies more on property and sales taxes, which means homeowners shoulder a larger share of the tax burden. Massachusetts. Boston area drives up bills. Massachusetts has an effective property tax rate of approximately 1.23%. The median home value is about $424,700, which results in an average annual tax bill of roughly $5,224. The greater Boston area drives much of this, with some communities in the suburbs seeing even higher bills due to strong school districts and local spending. Maine. Heavy reliance on property tax revenue. Maine has an effective property tax rate of about 1.36%. The median home value is approximately $212,100, leading to an average annual tax bill of around $2,884. Maine's high rate reflects the state's reliance on property taxes to fund local services, though the state does offer a homestead exemption that reduces taxable value by $25,000. Kansas, one of the Midwest's higher tax states. Kansas has an effective property tax rate of about 1.41%. The median home value is roughly $167,500, making the average annual property tax bill approximately $2,362. Kansas property taxes are among the higher rates in the Midwest, and they fund a significant portion of the state's school districts. Michigan. Watch out for the reset on sale. Michigan's effective property tax rate is approximately 1.54%. With a median home value of about $179,400, the average annual property tax bill is roughly $2,762. Michigan law caps assessment increases at the lesser of 5% or inflation, but when a property is sold, its taxable value resets to market value, which can cause sticker shock for new buyers. Iowa. School funding drives higher rates. Iowa's effective property tax rate is around 1.57%. The median home value is approximately $161,700, resulting in an average annual tax bill of about $2,539. Iowa's relatively high rate is driven by heavy reliance on property taxes for local school funding, though the state provides a homestead credit and military exemptions. Pennsylvania. Rates vary wildly by county. Pennsylvania has an effective property tax rate of about 1.58%. With a median home value of approximately $210,300, the average annual tax bill is around $3,323. Property tax rates can vary dramatically across the state. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh have different rate structures, and suburban counties often charge substantially more. Ohio. Senior homestead exemption available. Ohio's effective property tax rate is approximately 1.59%. The median home value is around $165,200, which means the average annual property tax bill is about $2,626. Ohio counties reassess property values every 6 years with a triennial update, and the state offers a homestead exemption for seniors age 65 and older. Rhode Island. Small state, big tax bills. Rhode Island's effective property tax rate is around 1.63%. With a median home value of approximately $290,500, the average annual tax bill is about $4,736. Despite being the smallest state by area, Rhode Island has some of the highest property taxes in New England, driven by heavy municipal spending needs. New York. Upstate and Long Island hit hardest. New York has an effective property tax rate of approximately 1.72%. The median home value is around $325,000, which pushes the average annual tax bill to roughly $5,590. Upstate New York and Long Island tend to have some of the highest property taxes in the entire nation, with some counties exceeding 2.5% effective rates. Nebraska. A hot political issue. Nebraska's effective property tax rate is about 1.73%. With a median home value of roughly $178,800, the average annual property tax bill comes to approximately $3,094. Property taxes have been a hot-button political issue in Nebraska, with ongoing debates about shifting more of the school funding burden to the state level. Wisconsin. Primary funding for schools and counties. Wisconsin's effective property tax rate is approximately 1.76%. The median home value is around $209,500, producing an average annual tax bill of about $3,687. Wisconsin's property taxes are among the highest in the Midwest, largely because they are a primary funding source for local schools and county services. Texas. No income tax, big property tax bills. Texas has one of the highest effective property tax rates in the country at approximately 1.80%. The median home value is around $218,000, leading to an average annual tax bill of roughly $3,924. With no state income tax, Texas relies heavily on property taxes to fund everything from schools to roads, and that burden falls squarely on homeowners. Vermont. Statewide education tax is unique. Vermont's effective property tax rate is about 1.90%. With a median home value of approximately $227,700, the average annual tax bill is around $4,326. Vermont's property taxes are among the highest in the country, and much of the revenue goes directly to funding the state's education system through its unique statewide education tax. Connecticut, Fairfield County feels the pinch. Connecticut's effective property tax rate is about 2.15%. With a median home value of around $286,700, homeowners pay an average of approximately $6,164 per year. Fairfield County, home to many New York City commuters, has some of the highest property tax bills in the state, with some towns charging effective rates above 2.5%. New Hampshire, almost entirely funded by property tax. New Hampshire's effective property tax rate is approximately 2.18%, one of the highest in the nation. The median home value is about $288,700, producing an average annual tax bill of roughly $6,293. With no state income tax and no sales tax, New Hampshire leans almost entirely on property taxes to fund local government and schools. Illinois, Cook County drives the burden. Illinois ranks near the very top with an effective property tax rate of about 2.27%. The median home value is approximately $209,100, but the high rate still produces an average annual bill of roughly $4,747. Cook County and its surrounding collar counties drive much of the state's tax burden, and Illinois homeowners frequently cite property taxes as their top financial concern. New Jersey, the highest property taxes in America. New Jersey takes the crown for the highest property taxes in America, with an effective rate of approximately 2.47%. The median home value is about $355,700, which means the average annual property tax bill is a staggering $8,797. Some municipalities in Bergen and Essex counties see bills exceeding $15,000. Property taxes have been a perennial political issue in the Garden State. Conclusion: the big picture, from Alabama's $646 average bill to New Jersey's nearly $8,800, the range in property taxes across America is enormous. States without income taxes, like Texas, New Hampshire, and Florida, tend to compensate with higher property tax rates. Meanwhile, states like Hawaii and Alabama keep rates low, but may collect revenue through other means. All figures shown are approximate and based on the most recent available data. Actual bills vary by county and assessment year. When choosing where to buy a home, property taxes can make or break your budget, so always do your research before making that big move. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of property taxes in every state, hit that like button and subscribe for more data-driven videos about life in America. Drop a comment below and tell us, how much do you pay in property taxes, and do you think it's worth it? See you in the next one.